Nobody teaches you how money actually works. Your parents probably gave you the work hard and save speech. Your school taught you algebra you'll never use. But somehow, nobody explained why your broke uncle is still broke at 45. Here's the truth. The financial decisions you make between 18 and 25 can possibly determine whether you're wealthy or struggling for the rest of your life. Most people spend these crucial years making expensive mistakes that cost them decades. But if you understand these 8 moves and actually implement them, you'll be financially ahead of 90% of people by the time you hit 30. This isn't feel-good advice or get-rich-quick nonsense. These are the fundamentals that wealthy people do automatically and broke people ignore completely. Move number 1. Get a credit card the day you turn 18. Forget the birthday party. Skip the cake. Your 18th birthday present to yourself should be a credit card, and here's why most people get this completely wrong. I grew up thinking credit cards were evil because my parents were drowning in credit card debt. So I avoided them like the plague, thinking I was being smart. Biggest financial mistake of my life. When I needed financing for my first major business opportunity at 21, every bank turned me down. Zero credit history meant 0 loans, which meant 0 opportunities when they mattered most. Here's what nobody tells you. Building credit isn't about being irresponsible with money. It's about proving to the system that you can handle money responsibly. Banks don't care about your good intentions or your cash in the bank. They want to see a paper trail that shows you can borrow money and pay it back on time, every time. Get a Discover It secured card. Put down a $200 deposit, get a $200 credit limit. Use it for small purchases like gas or groceries, then pay it off in full every month. That's it. Do this religiously for 2 years, and when you want to buy a house or start a business, banks will fight over who gets to lend to you. Skip this step, and you'll be locked out of every major wealth-building opportunity that requires financing. Move number 2. Open your own bank account. If you're still using a joint account with your parents, you're missing out on crucial financial independence. Having your own bank account isn't about rebellion. It's about learning to manage money without a safety net watching every transaction. This is where you start making your own financial decisions and dealing with the consequences. Choose a bank with 0 fees. I don't care if it's online only or has branches everywhere, but paying monthly maintenance fees is like setting money on fire for no reason. Ally Bank for online banking. No fees, decent interest rates, everything's free. Bank of America if you're under 25 and want physical locations, they waive all fees for students. This step forces you to become responsible for your own financial decisions. No more parents catching your mistakes or bailing you out when you overspend. This is where financial discipline actually begins. Move number 3. Start a Roth IRA immediately. This is the move that separates people who retire rich from people who work until they die. A Roth IRA lets you contribute money you've already paid taxes on. Then every single dollar of growth, comes out tax-free when you retire. Here's the math that will blow your mind. Invest $5,000 at age 18 with an 8% return, and by age 60, you'll have $126,000. Wait until you're 30 to invest that same $5,000. You'll only have $50,000 by age 60. Starting 12 years earlier more than doubles your money. That's the power of compound interest, and it's the closest thing to magic in the financial world. When you're young and broke, you're probably not paying much in taxes anyway. This is the perfect time to invest in a Roth IRA because the tax advantages hit hardest when you're older and presumably earning more. Set this up through Vanguard or Fidelity. Takes 15 minutes. If you haven't done this yet and you're over 18, I advise you to go do it right now. Move number 4. Avoid consumer debt like the plague. If you can't afford to buy it twice, you can't afford to buy it once. I'm not talking about mortgages on investment properties or business loans that make you money. I'm talking about financing cars, furniture, vacations, or anything else that makes your life temporarily more comfortable while making you permanently poorer. High-interest consumer debt is financial cancer. It spreads, it compounds, and it destroys everything in its path. That $30,000 car loan at 6% interest, you're not just paying $30,000, you're paying $35,000 over 5 years, plus the opportunity cost of what that money could have earned if invested. You're actually paying closer to $60,000 for a depreciating asset. Here's the rule. Only buy things you can afford to pay off immediately. Put everything on a credit card to build credit and earn points, then pay it off in full before the due date. This habit alone will keep you out of the debt trap that destroys most people's financial futures before they even get started. Move number 5, get a job. Any job. It doesn't matter if it's flipping burgers, stocking shelves, or cleaning toilets. Working while you're young teaches you lessons no classroom ever will. I started working at a shipping warehouse in high school. Started at minimum wage packing boxes and loading trucks. Sounds basic, but that job taught me more about business, work ethic, and how the real world operates than 4 years of college ever could. Work exposes you to the real world. You learn how businesses actually operate, how to deal with difficult people, and most importantly, how to create value for others. Plus, working gives you something most people in their early 20s don't have: your own money. Money you earned, money you control, money that teaches you the connection between effort and reward. Every successful person I know started working young, not because they had to, but because work teaches you skills school never will. Take any job you can get. The experience you gain now will pay dividends for the rest of your life. Move number 6, live below your means. This is the habit that separates future millionaires from future broke people. No matter how much money you make, live like you make significantly less. When I was working part-time in high school, I saved almost everything I earned. By graduation, I had $5,000, enough to invest in equipment and start building an online business. I continued living cheaply and saving aggressively. That allowed me to invest in building my online presence, while everyone else was blowing money on things that didn't matter. Even now, despite making substantial income, I save the vast majority of what I earn. Why? Because opportunities require capital, and capital comes from living below your means. Don't buy stupid stuff to impress people who don't matter. Don't finance a lifestyle you can't afford. Your 20s should be about building wealth, not looking wealthy. While your friends are blowing money on cars, clothes, and parties, you'll be quietly building a financial foundation that sets you up for life. Live cheaply now so you can live richly later. Move number 7, question the college industrial complex. Here's an unpopular truth. Most people go to college because they don't know what else to do with their lives. They spend 4 years studying something they don't care about, accumulate $30,000 plus in debt, then graduate and can't find a job in their field. Now they're broke and behind their peers who started working at 18. I went to college, but here's what I learned. Most people go there because they don't know what else to do with their lives. If you have a clear path that requires college, medicine, law, engineering, then go. If your parents are paying and you'll graduate debt-free, go for it. But if you're taking on debt to study something you're not passionate about just because that's what you're supposed to do, stop and think. Consider community college for general education requirements while you figure out your path. Get work experience, start a business, do something that moves you forward instead of putting you in debt. The world doesn't need more people with expensive degrees and no skills. It needs people who can solve problems and create value. Move number 8, invest in low-cost index funds. Here's everything you need to know about investing as a young person. Buy a low-cost, broad market index fund, invest consistently, and hold it for 30 to 40 years. That's it. You don't need to pick individual stocks, time the market, or follow the latest investment trends. Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund or Fidelity Total Market Index Fund will give you exposure to the entire stock market with minimal fees. Invest consistently, even if it's just $50 a month, and let compound interest do the heavy lifting. Now, if you want to take bigger risks while you're young, this is also the time to do it. Start a business, invest in cryptocurrency, try real estate. If you lose money at 18, it's a learning experience. If you lose money at 40, it's a catastrophe. Use your youth as an advantage. Take calculated risks with money you can afford to lose, and put the rest in boring index funds that will grow steadily over decades. Either way, you're building wealth while your peers are building debt. The bottom line, these 8 moves aren't complicated, but most people won't do them. They'll make excuses, procrastinate, or convince themselves they'll start next year. Your financial future is decided by what you do in the next 5 years, not the next 50. Every day you delay implementing these strategies is money stolen from your future self. Every month you spend instead of saving is compound interest you'll never get back. The choice is simple. Spend your 20s building wealth or spend your 40s wishing you had. Your broke friends will call you boring. Your family might not understand. Society will try to convince you that you deserve to spend money you don't have on things you don't need. Ignore all of them. In 10 years, while they're stressed about money and stuck in jobs they hate, you'll have options they can only dream about. You'll have real money, enough saved and invested that you can make decisions based on what you want, not what you need. These strategies have been proven to work for decades. The only question is whether you'll give yourself the advantage of starting now while time is on your side. Stop waiting for permission to take control of your financial future. Start today. Your future self is counting on it.